Hello everyone, this is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com and I am super excited you're here with me today. We're going to be working on what I think would be our last project for May Paper Pumpkin Kits Alternatives. I am sure hoping that I'm going to get my kit next week, and so fingers crossed, so we can play with that one. In the meantime, we're going to work with Maze. Now, if you don't know what Paper Pumpkin is a Stampin' Up! Monthly subscription where you will get everything you need to create that month's project in a box. And let me show you. This is May's box. It's very, very cute. Those boxes, by the way, super useful. You can store pens, inks. Yeah, very, very useful. And so it's important for me to let you know that this kit will bring everything you need. And when I say everything you need, it will bring a little stamping block. We call them ink spots. I'm going to bring this month. This is this month. I'm always off the camera when I'm showing things, so I gotta understand what a camera is. So one of these, this one's basic gray. You will always get one ink spot every month. Then you will also get adhesive. You will also get the card bases, cutouts to decorate. Really, it's the full kit. And they even bring you instructions, and I'll show you here the instructions in a minute when we go to the crafting table. You get that for $23.50, shipping included. So it is a great way to increase your stamp sets, right? Because it always brings exclusive stamp set. Increase your ink pads, your colors, because it always brings an ink a little ink spot. It's great to just increase even the things that are consumable. So the like the dimensionals, sometimes it brings dimensionals, or like this kit. Let me see if I have it here. This kit brought some paper, some tear and tape, and this is very useful. So anyways, you will always be able to just increase your stash. And these, I have to say, Paper Pumpkin kit are always gorgeous. Like at the beginning I thought, oh my god, yeah, it's gonna be one cute and whatever. Actually, this monthly kit's May's kit was so beautiful. I had even a hard time creating my alternatives because it was so cute, right? It's just like, oh goodness, I don't want to mess up with that one. So that said, if you don't know, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So if you don't have a catalog, please send me an email to maria@mariascraftingcorner.com, and I will be very happy to send you a free catalog, and also to assist you with anything you may want with from Stampin' Up. Just super quick, Stampin' Up! Has great quality products, and that's one of the reasons why it has stayed in the business for so long. Our ink pads are wonderful, our stamping blends are wonderful, our paper and cardstock is wonderful, but not only that, we have wonderful customer service. So don't hesitate to just get a hold of me if you need anything, and I will gladly help you. If you're not too tech savvy, do go to my website or send me an email, and I'll just give you a call, or we'll figure it out together. Okay, let's go to the crafting table. I'm not sure why I'm saying stamping table, but it happens. Okay, so this is what I was telling you. Every kit brings instructions of what they saw, what they envisioned for the kit, and so it's very easy. You just follow the instructions, and I'm gonna fold this a little bit so I can pull this one up here. So they tell you very clearly what to do first, which are the products you need to use in order and everything. So really easy. It's also really easy if you're a brand new crafter this would absolutely help you gain confidence with, stamping and practicing and all that. So if you've been following me for a little bit, you may know that I try very, very hard to use only what's in the box. Stampin' Up has this wonderful, wonderful thing that everything matches. So, like in these, and by the way, let me bring this super quick again. These will tell you in here which are the coordinating colors. So you know that if you have cardstock in these colors, you'll be able to use them. And they are really good at keeping that the same tone. So if you say, for example, I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet, which is one of our new ink colors, it's going to be the same tone of red in the ink pad, in the cardstock, in the stamping blades, all around. So you will not have an issue mixing and matching. You know that it will always be the same tone. So that is very important, I think, especially if you're newer at this, it makes it so much easier. But I always try to do only what's in the kit, because my assumption is that you only have what's in the kit. The only extra things that I bring are always tools, which if you don't have them, I would highly recommend you get them. And if you get them and use my code, this is May's code. I will have to update my June code, but let me take that off so you don't get confused. But if you get certain tools, and I'm going to put them in here. My favorite tools from Stampin' Up are our bone folder, our take your pick, and my absolute favorite is the trimmer. I think you guys see me use this every single time we are on a video or live, and I just can't live without it. So if really you can just order those things, but if you have your own scissors or your own trimmer, that works well. My assumption is that you have scissors, that you have glue or some sort of adhesive, that you have usually I will bring in black cardstock and white cardstock to make it a little, to kind of help with the extra cards. And what else do I bring? I will bring my own stamping pad. Instead of using the ink spot, I use the ink spot for classes. I have even for just playing with my nephews and my nieces. So I bring my own. So it's mostly tools what I will bring. On this day, I will bring these. And this is actually Calypso Coral, I think, color from another Paper Pumpkin kit, an older one, like a real old one. And I'm going to use it because I'm assuming that you may have some sort of thread somewhere, right, in your house, hopefully, because our first card is going to be a graduation card. And we're going to make one cap, and it's going to have some thread on it. Okay, that's the only extra thing I'm bringing today. So let's start with that card. We're going to use these, which is one of the card bases that the kit brought, and I am just using my bone folder to give it a crisp edge here and make it easier. I'm going to put that on the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a piece of our black cardstock, and I'm going to use this piece. I am not going to use this piece, actually. Let me reframe that. Where's my pencil? Here's my pencil. I am going to go over this, just mimic this, so we can cut the exact same piece, and we can use it then in the base, because I want it to be black and gold and white. So we're going to go ahead and trace it. What we're doing is tracing with our pencil up here. So I'm going to be very honest. I'm doing this because I was trying to figure out the exact size of it, but funny enough, it was like in 16ths of an inch. And then the calculation turns to be a little naughty, and just explaining what I'm doing, it's just harder to start saying, yeah, you're gonna cut at 3 16ths of an inch. I was just lazy. So, but this is a really good way, because if you're not very familiar with inches and measurements and whatever, you can just use this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this, because it's kind of oh, look at that, and I cut it at 4 1/4 exactly. So if I need a black card base, we'll have one. Okay, so I am trying to put these in my view, and I don't know if you can see this well. Okay, that's one of the wonderful things of these. Let me see if I can make it just closer. I don't think you can see it anyways, so let's just go back to where we were. Okay, so one of the wonderful things of this trimmer is this clear view, because then you can see that your mark is there, and you're cutting on the line that you created. Okay, let me do this before I keep going. I'm just gonna cut this. It's gonna be much easier. Okay, so I cut that one. I'm gonna snip that real quick. Now we have one. We're going to align this one too. We'll make sure it's aligned. Needs a little bit further there. And then we have the second one. And finally, I'm going to align this here. And as you can see, I'm going to have to hold in here. I have said this many times before. If you need to hold and you can't hold, at least here you can hold it. But if you cut from the bottom to the top, the strength you're putting in the blade will hold the paper still, especially because we have that that edge in here, so it will hold it. So we're going to go that way, and I'm going to be very brave today, and I'm going to use my scissors to actually cut these two sides. I probably shouldn't, because I really can't cut, but let's cut in there. I got one, and let me use my Stampin'Up ones. I have those, are old ones. I was cutting some ribbon with it, and so I keep them with me. Okay, well, that was not too painful. We are going to use the other side just in case there's any pencil and we can see it. And we're just going to use this the bone folder to make those edges straighter. Okay, so this is the side we're going to be using. So we are going to put our friend here, and it's a little smaller, which usually happens, so we'll just be mindful of that when you're doing that. I'm going to use, actually today, I'm going to use a little bit of glue in these, just because it may be easier to place. You know that glue gives you a little bit more flexibility. I'm going to put a little bit more on this corner. Yeah, so glue gives you a little bit more flexibility, especially if like you need to adjust a little bit. While I don't know, I tend to use the Stampin' Seal Plus, and that's not very forgiving. So in this case, because we'll have to kind of make sure that it's even on all over, we are using glue. And that's how it looks. Now from this piece of paper, we are going to cut, and I have not decided. I think we're going to cut, how about 2 1/4? A 2 1/4 square. So we align at 2 1/4, and then we align at 2 1/4, and we'll have just a tiny bit of a square, which is going to be our cap, right? Very simple. It's not a complicated thing. We're gonna, and this is gonna go on top of here. I'm not sure where. Maybe it needs to be a little bit smaller, and we'll cut a little bit of these thread that I got, so we can make, how do you call it? I don't know how you call it. Well, so we can make that thing that's always floating in the cups, because I forgot the name. So very simple one. We're going to use best wishes here centered, and we are going to pop those up. I'm going to bring my, oh, you know what, actually. So Stampin' Up's dimensionals have these, how would you call this, edges that I tend to use as well. And I think it's a great trick to use everything that you have. There's nothing that's wasted here in my craft room unless it's absolutely necessary. So we're gonna cut here a little bit on the corner and on the other corner. And here's our best wishes. So we're just going to place a few of these around. And these are great because they have like straight edge, and you can just place them where you have straight edges. Very useful. And that way you know, give it some extra use to what you already have. Okay, I am going to, let's see. I'm going to put this one in here. I'm going to bring one of the actual dimensionals and put them in here. I have one more and put that one in there. And I'm going to get a tiny piece so we can put it in the middle. Okay. There we go. So we are going to use our Take Your Pick, which I've called many times in the past. I've called it Magic Wand, and I stopped calling that, and I don't know why, but I really think it's a magic wand. It's super useful, and I really love it. Now I am going to tell you, oh, you know what? I couldn't find them. I didn't see them, is what I should be saying. So one of the reasons why I'm looking, I might have lost them. I have like only red, oh no, they are here. As you can tell, I have only red and green dots of those, and animal. I'm so bad pronouncing certain things. So I'm gonna use these, and that's one of the reasons why I'm using these color of thread, because it's kind of sort of mostly similar from far away. So we're just making it. Oh, I'm missing this one. And that one. Okay, so we have the backings off. We are going to put our best wishes centered as best as we can. Okay, and we're going to cut these. And our kids always bring, and I'm looking for them now, and of course because I'm looking for them I can't find them, they bring some glue dots. I don't know, I always tend to save them, and I don't know where I put them now. Okay, here they are. So when your kid brings these is what they are. They're glue dots, and I know that sometimes they're a little bit harder to take off, but their glue dots are very, very useful. So we are going to go real quick with this one, and I just want to calculate. Maybe there. No, that's too long. I think that's a good size. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over like this. And we're going to make probably, I'm going to fold it like 4 times maybe, so maybe a couple more, just so we have some fun with it. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do. And we are going to need to create some sort of knot in here. So my thought is, oh no, actually there's one little tool I'm going to bring, and I'm hoping you have something similar at home. I'm going to cut these. You know what? I'm not going to cut it. I just decided that I want to do this differently. Tiny bit, just in case you don't have at home the tool I'm going to use, which you're going to laugh because it's really just a hole punch from you know, like the desk hole punches that you have. I am having some difficulties here, people. That be enough? I think it needs more. Okay, let's do it a little bit smaller. Thank you for working with me here. Tiny bit smaller, I think. And I'm going to do it again. Oops, that needs to go a little bit higher. And so forth. Okay, I think we got it. That should be good. Okay, and now I am really going to put my scissors here so I can grab them all, or if I don't grab them, at least I know I'm not grabbing them, right? And that kind of came off far too quickly. So I'm going to go back to my initial thought because this is not working as I thought. I should have practiced, I guess. I'm sorry about that. Definitely should have practiced. But I didn't. So there's that. Okay, one more. And by the way, I think I've seen some demonstrators showing that Amazon, for example, has tiny little things of these. I'm sorry, I really forgot how they're called. I'm just going to do this. I know this is pretty lame, but it's a really good way to keep it on hold. And so it happens that sometimes I choose to be, like if I am not finding how to fix something, I will just get creative, and whatever I think is going to work, sometimes it works. And in this case, it works perfectly okay. So all we need is a couple knots now so it doesn't move, right? And there we go. So we're going to cut these. Okay, I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to cut this one though. And we're now going to cut all those. Okay. And as you can tell, there's one that's a little bit rebellious and it's a little bit longer. So I'm going to give it a quick trim just to make them all more or less in the same place. So we have now the thingy, which I still can't remember the name. And this is where I was telling you guys, I'm going to bring my hole puncher. I know, very elegant, huh? And we are going to, yeah, we are going to do one. Let's see if it works. It's hiding too. Oh, there it is. Let's see if my idea is going to work. I don't think it's going to work. Because my thought was we'll put it in here, but it's not going through well. So you need it to be a little bigger, and I don't have a bigger puncher that, you know, I could think you guys may have in your house. So yeah, it's kind of sort of mostly working. I'm going to use one of those. Actually, let's use glue. And that's why I don't use glue often. That block, it happens. But we're going to do this since we need glue. I'm going to glue once. I'm going to glue two. Let's see. I'm going to bring my silicone craft sheet that nothing sticks to it. And we are going to mostly put these in here, center, as center as we can. And where's the little blue dot thingy? My black dot. It's not going to stay. But let's try it. We can always try. Okay, that is really not staying. So let me clean these. That's how I clean things. Again, that's one of the reasons why, oh goodness, this is not staying either. Okay, we're having an issue with my design here. Waiting, we're waiting. we're holding, we're waiting. So, because the circle didn't work, circle was a good idea, let's face it, I am going to make a, let's have one here, I'm going to make a tiny square, probably of 1/2 inch size. I am hoping that it's a good size. If it's not, we can make one bigger. Okay, let's move that there. Let's move this here. It would have been great to use the little circle, but that just did not work. But hey, look at that. Again, it's paper crafting. There will always be a solution. So this is going to take a few. Oh, you know what? I'm actually thinking I'm going to use some mini dimensionals that I'm bringing here. A little bit rebellious. They are always. But I'm going to put like, I'm going to cut them in half actually. This one's already peeled off. It's ready to work. And put them around. Like maybe one there, whoops, and maybe one on the other side. And we'll do this. Haha! Now that did work. Did that work mostly? Yeah, I think it did. Yeah. Okay, and so to just disguise all the messiness that we just created in there, we're going to put one of our red dots in there. And it has some of my dog hair too, because, you know, why not? So this beautiful thing, which already had some glue, we are going to put it, I'm thinking, you know what, I really think this is too big. We're going to cut it. I'm going to move stuff out there. We're going to cut it, I want to say 1/4. You're going to have to push a tiny bit because, oops, that didn't cut well, but let's try again. Because it has everything on it. And we made it. So we cut 1/4 there, and we'll need to cut 1/4 here. Okay, and I think if you do it a couple times, it will work well. And now we're going to kind of make that there, so whatever is going on. And now we are going to put it here. And I had ambition it either not there, I'm not sure, because I was thinking this was bigger, like the, but if I put it like, because of course I want to be able to send this in the mail, so I can't leave it too much there, but I am thinking, you know what, I am thinking I really, really like it here, even if it sticks out a little bit, like there with the edge. And this is going to need dimensionals. And yes, I'm being very selfish would be the word, because I just need a card for one of my friends that are graduating, and so I am just going to use it as is. And if I put it there, it kind of makes a little bit of sense, right? It's still inside. Yeah, I think like there, maybe there. Okay, you still have to go with dimensionals because, as you imagine, these has some already, so things to be mindful. These dimensionals are on the side here that are not going to be right, that are not going to be on top of the best wishes, and that is, oh, I know what I'm thinking of. Okay, bear with me. I know. Sometimes I get too excited. I think that one of the reasons why I'm struggling with that, this is one of the, I'm gonna cut that too. One of the card bases that I was trying to use the last time and remember that I did a wrong cut, so we're gonna use it here. I'm gonna use, so this was in the end 2 by 2. So I'm gonna use a 2 1/4 again, maybe 2 1/8. By 2 1/8, and I'm going to tell you why. If I had gold, some of our gold paper, I could use that. This is why, because when I put it here, I don't know if you can tell, it's just hard to see the cap itself, but if we mat it a little bit on a little bit of white, then you'll be able to see it much better. And so we're going to remove these 2 dimensionals that we had placed. We're going to glue this to the white mat. We're going to make sure that it's right there in sort of the middle. We're going to now put it inside-ish. And now it's much easier to put it somewhere. Or we can put it on top as well, but you can still see it because it makes, the white makes it, defines this, the image, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we can put it like so, right? And go back to the dimensionals. Now they stick. Always in the side we are not going to put on top of here, so it just holds. And there it goes. Now I'm much happier. I just have to think a little bit through. We are going to use, we have one, we're going to use at least a couple more. I want to say, no, I want to say here where they're very noticeable. And maybe one on the top of the B up here. And there you go. Such a simple graduation card. Okay, so this is our first card. Now the second card, and when I was thinking of all the cards I was going to make, I was like, oh, I'm really focusing on squares today. But it happens. So we are going to use the envelopes for this one. This is a regular one of the card bases. I'm just going to use my bone folder here 1 second to really burnish that fold. We're going to put that away, and we're going to create, I want to say 2 by 2, 2 1/4 by 2. Yeah. Let's take off this, oops, not that one, these edges a tiny bit. Even this one here, we're not going to use it really. Let's not lie. Okay. And so we're going to do 2, I think 2. Yeah. Let's do 2 1/4. We decided that was kind of big. No, let's do 2. Yes, let's do 2. So 2 by 2. Hopefully this is 2. Haha. Just a smidge bigger. So we're going to have 1 in, and this is the Starry Sky. I always want to say Starry Night. I'm a Bengal fan, so I can't help it. The first thing that always comes to my mind is it's Starry Night. And yeah. Okay, we're going to use these other, I don't need to do that one. This other envelope, and this has the Orchid Oasis color, which is a little bit softer than the Starry Night. So they're kind of like in the same color family, I would like to say, you know, just one is, but I want to use more like the lilac. This one is, because if you put it like so, it's kind of very, very similar. So I'm going to use the lighter side. I'm going to, of course, trim this out. Sometimes I try to open it the wrong way and it just does not work well. Let's trim that off because we're not going to need it either. And I'm going to do it this way. Let's calculate. That'll be fine. Okay, so now we can cut 2 1/4. Did I say 2 1/4? No, 2. 2 by 2. And I'm just calculating there where my 2 is going to be. And go back to 2 here. Am I at 2? I am at 2. Wonderful. So now we have 2 different squares, and we're going to add a last one, a red last one. This is very funny. So I love red. Red is one of my favorite colors. And for some reason, I noticed I have not used any red in our paper pumpkin alternatives. And I was like, why is that? I think that part of the reason is because the paper pumpkin brought just, it was just a tiny piece of red. I don't know if you remember it. I don't even have it. I don't even have a piece anymore, but it was this tiny piece. Let's see, like you see that tiny piece, and I just used once, and then it was too hard to use in the rest of the alternatives. And so I am going to also, instead of using the red, I'm going to use like the pinkish one. And this is why I like it better with the combination. So I am very thankful that they use that ombre in all the envelopes, because it just gives you a little bit of extra combination, extra colors, I guess, or tones to play with. So we're going to use, and what I am not sure is, let's bring this one. I think I want this one better. Let's do this. Well, we want red. Let's go with red. It's fine. So I'm going to cut these because anyways, we're not going to use it. And put that aside. And we said we're going to use this. So let's got glue now. Let me see if this works. You guys have a glue eraser. I don't know if you know about my glue eraser. I was looking for it. The glue erasers are a must-have. Look at that. It's so amazing, and I think they will last like forever in a day. By the way, so if you don't have one and you want one, I will have it linked below to my Amazon store. And this is not very straight, so can you see that it's not straight? See, so we are going to take that smidge so it's straight. So if you want to go, you can use the link below to get one. They are like $16 for 2, but really you're probably going to use them forever and ever and ever. Like I've used them so many times, and it has not really gotten smaller. Okay, so we're going to use these 3 ones. Okay, and I'm trying to see which location I want. We're going to go back to our card base, and we are going to define if these are too big, and it seems to me they are too big. So we're going to cut them a little bit more. Sorry about that. I should have made sure beforehand. I think I want them then. Let's do, I'm going to do this way. Let's do 1 3/4 and check. I think 1 3/4 will probably look good, or be more. Yeah, because we can play with them like so, I guess. Let's see. 1 3/4. And I have always say, one of the things I like about the paper pumpkin kit is that I have given it a little bit of thought of what I want, but there's a lot of creating on the go with the paper pumpkin kit. So I really like it because it shows you kind of how the real creativity goes, right? Like, it's not like you have it all perfectly squared in your brain. So we are going to use them like this. We'll even them out. We're going to use I'm bringing it the U here. It needs something else, doesn't it? I know what I'm going to do. So if I were to use another color besides the colors that I have, I would use here like some reds and some orchid oasis all over to create some extra stuff here. But since I don't, we are going to use only, if I could find it now, here it is. And I am not sure why I'm working on top of, hello, on top of the trimmer, because that's so convenient. So not. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to put them like so I have an idea, a visual idea of where they are, and we're just going to put one of the reasons why having your grid paper is so good is you can kind of go all over. Oops. Oh, that's a great idea. Let's put some muted ones. Kind of what I was telling you. Okay, so we're going to have now some visual interest to our, okay, let's see. And I don't know if you see this. Guess where the dot's going to go. And now I think that I wanted two squares like that, and this one, since it's a different color or a different family, in there. Now that looks so much better. Okay, so we are going to stamp here just for you. Let's clean our stamps, and if you just starting following me or you've been following me for a while, you know I've said this hundreds of times. Cleaning your stamps is probably one of the best things you can do to extend the life of your stamps. It's kind of, I should be using a bigger block. I don't know why I'm using the smallest of them all to try to get this thing going, which obviously means it's not going. Let's see. Whoops. Much better, huh? Okay, let's go. I'll try. It's all good. I'm gonna, can you see? I'm gonna move it here a little bit towards the edge. There you go. And this is going to be in here. Now, because I have already these, I want to use it. And we are going, so let's glue. Let me remove these. Let's glue these friends. I'm telling you guys, sometimes. Okay, we're going to put it here, and I'm going to leave the others so they guide me, right? It's much easier. I'm actually going to put this one first. So I can more or less align them together and make sure that they're more or less the same difference in this edge and in this edge. It cannot be perfect, but it's just much easier, right, to see. And we're going to bring the red one, survey one here, and again we're trying to make sure that these space is more or less the same space. This is by any means calculator or anything, but you know. So we are going to use these again, and we're going to do more or less what we did before, but that is going to be underneath this. So I'm just going to give it a couple of thumbs there, like so. Yep, I think that's good. I have one. I'm going to give it one more so it's even. Okay, I'm not sure why that's not working for me today. That's so funny. Go back again, measure that it fits. Maybe I should just do it slowly. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay. And we are going to just put a dot of glue in here. So it goes like that. And then we'll have some extra interest in our card, right? Now, the other thing I'm going to do, let's bring my dimensional spots, my dimensionals. I am going to get a big piece and I'm going to put it on top of it. Okay, so I know that's the center, so the circle is going to go there no matter what. And then I am going to use a couple more just to put on the circle. I have my circle here. I know it's backwards and it is kind of hard to see. And so I'm just making them around. Okay. And now we take this off. And I could use my take your pick. The one of the things that are really true is that taking the backings from our dimensionals is so much easier than it is from others. And ta-da! There's your card. So I'm sorry I'm bringing these little thread, but again, I'm assuming that you probably have something similar at home. Okay, this one is a little bit rebellious. Did I mention rebellious? There you go. So I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put one where that boo is at, because that happens, and I cover them always with gems. Hence, I always have a huge gem amount of things. And then I'm going to put one around here just so it follows. You know what? I'm going to put it in here. And there's your second card. Very, very simple, just using squares and the paper that's in the string. The only extra thing we're using here is really this thread, which again, I sure hope you have something similar in your house. And finally, let's bring the other one. Okay, let's see. I don't think I have any more card bases except this one, and I think I'm going to use this one. So yeah, my thought is we're going to use these. You see these? So this is the leftovers from that little paper that we had. So let's see. I think I want these. How about so? We can put this one here and this one. They have to look more or less the same color. And I don't know if you noticed, but these are two different sizes. So I need to trim this a tiny bit. I'm just going to cut it with my scissors because for whatever reason I'm feeling very brave today. Okay, mostly. So we're going to put that, and we're going to okay, now I need my trimmer for this. I don't know why I'm doing this. Who am I kidding? Maria. So we're going to align again. Use that clear side to see where you're cutting. And I'm going to actually do this in white so you can see. I think it's much easier to see when it's white. We're cutting it all. And I am going to cut the piece, yeah, because this piece is not really too hot. And we now have an interesting shape, not form, that I'm going to put like here in the middle. We're going to put the happy here, and these two pieces in here. I'm just wondering if I want this to be this long, and I don't. So I'm going to cut it there where the darkest of pinks stand out. Bring this back, and this way, these is going to be, can you see that this has the edge still? I am going to cut it a little bit too. It's just a smidge. Much better. Okay, back again. So I'm going to put this one in here like so, a little bit with a little bit of edge. I know it's hard to see because it's wide. So let's start with that one. We're going to put some glue so we can play with it. That is a lot of glue. So I'm going to use my same thingy here. I almost made a mistake. I'm glad I realized it on time. Yeah, nothing I can do. I want it to be different, but it's not a whole lot. That's fine. So I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to put these already in here because I need to calculate where they go, and this happy is going to go there. So what I am trying to make sure is that the edge of these piece is covered by the happy, which would happen if you put it right in the spot. And so can you see that all the edges of it kind of look very much adhere to it? So that means that these I'm going to put in here, and I'm just going to bring the other piece, and this is a tinier piece. I'm going to put this one up here. They will be there, and I think that works well. And I'm just making sure they are on the same and I'm using my grid paper for that, so I don't know, was my head there? I'm so sorry about that. So if you can tell, that one and this one, since these are aligned, I can tell if this one is a little lower and this one is. So this needs to go a little higher. And that's where the grid paper comes in so useful. I'm going to remove this happy, and I'm going to hold that one where it's at. Whoops, not there, where it was at. Putting it straight. I'm going to use it a little bit like glue here, so I know it's exactly where I want it before. Okay, so that's the one. We'll chop that in a minute, and we're going to go back again, align it, and make sure that they are aligned on the same. And I'm going to move these there so it's aligned to the edge, and I'm going to move that, lift it a tiny bit, and then go ahead and put it there. And now that they are mostly on the good spot that I know, I am going to put a little bit more glue on the other side where it was no glue. Now, if you can tell here, and that's why we use glue, it moved a tiny bit. And so I'm just moving it back. And it moved a tiny bit there too. And that's why we use glue, right? I'm not too concerned about this edge because this edge is going to be in here. And so this happy is going to go there, but of course it's going to have dimensionals, and we're going to use the rest of our border here because that happy is a big word. I guess what I'm trying to say is a big image, not a big word. And so we're just going to use these. Let's see. That one run off. I'm going to put this one here, one here. And I use the middles of the peas like so, and let's bring another, oops, let's bring a little bit more of it. If there is something that I've said many times is don't skim on dimensionals. It's not worth it. The whole goal is for you to be able to send these cards in the mail with the confidence that whomever is going to receive them, it's going to receive them as you intended, so with the dimensionals in place. And if you don't put enough, it may just, you know, move a lot. So just be mindful of that. And I have a little fly in there. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. It's a visitor. We have a visitor. Choo, little fly. So we'll make sure, again, we'll make sure that these is exactly covering all those edges, like I said. So that one is showing too much. So is that happy straight? Doesn't seem straight to me. Let's move it a tiny bit. Okay, so that means that we need to, whoops, I'm going to leave those there just because all we need is to move this a tiny, tiny bit and make it straight. There we go. Now it's there. And so we're going to put, let's see, it says happy to celebrate your day. And I'm going to put that aligned here. Okay, so let's bring that one there. We'll bring a bigger block. Okay, this one is for whatever reason fighting with me today. We're going to bring a bigger block, and it's actually, we're going to use it like so, and we're going to put it in here. Let's cut this because I was wondering why it looked so weird. Oh, geez. There, tiny piece. Okay, I have some mean hair there. Let me clean my glue and put it away and bring back our stamp and our ink and our stamp, and I'm going to put this here so you can see. And it's good because we have this gold line here which will help us align. And there we go. Happy to celebrate your day. Isn't that cute? Super easy. Again, these kits are really worth to get. They are awesome. They are in a great price for all that you get, and you will not really what's the word I'm thinking for? Okay, you will not regret it. That's what I was that's what I was thinking. I kept thinking, okay, I'm trying to get this if I want to add green to it, but you know what, I think that the only time I like green and red like so together is when you're in Christmas cards. They all make sense, but other than that, it's just not a whole lot. So what do you think? Here's one, here's the other one, and I lost the last one. Oh, here it is. The one that gave us a lot of thought to do. So we have a graduation card, a just for you card, and happy to celebrate your day card. So please tell me in the comments which one you like better. I'm seeing something here. Oh, it's one of the ink spots I put. So it's supposed to be there. Please let me know which one you like the best. I hope you really enjoyed these alternatives. Like I've said before many times, I try very hard just to use what is in the kit. And so today the only extra things we brought were the black cardstock and these little thread. I keep calling it thread because it's what comes to my brain. Spanish speaking in my defense. So I really hope you enjoyed it. It's really, really cute. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to send you a catalog. I would love to spoil you with my reward system. So do send me an email at mariascraftingcorner.com or go to my shop using the link below. You would also be able to buy the paper pumpkin kit for June, so the June paper pumpkin kit, if you follow the link below. And I just want to show you real quick. This is man, that was loud. This is the paper pumpkin kit for June. It's called Pick of the Crop, and what it reminds me is of the farmers market. It looks like, from what they're saying, is it's kind of watercolor designs, and I'm guessing fruits and flowers. I don't know, but we never know until we open it, right? So it's just a beautiful surprise every month. But these are definitely beautiful. So do hit that link below and get subscribed to it. It is monthly. If you can't do it 1 month, you can just stop it for that month. You can also cancel it whenever you want. So it's not a big deal to just subscribe to it. I hate when you're talking to the hands. So let me go back up here. And so thank you so much for being here. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. You know how much or how helpful it is for us here in YouTube. And subscribe to my channel. There are a lot of I post. Let me go back. Sorry, I have a live every Tuesday, and then we do paper pumpkin alternatives on Thursdays, and on Sundays we do a beginner's guide. So if you're interested in that, don't hesitate to go and look for it. If you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to contact me. I would love to sit down with you and answer your questions. And 2 things. Our new mini catalog is brewing. It is spectacular. It's Christmas and Thanksgiving and Halloween, and I think my family is going to have to eat ramen for the next month or 2 because I got a little too excited. And also with the new mini catalog comes celebration, free products, free and gorgeous. The paper, it's gorgeous. So as soon as I get that, I may do a quick live to show you about that, about what I received, just because I'm really, really excited about them. So again, I hope you liked everything that we made today. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, so you are able to know when I'm uploading stuff or when I'm live. Okay? Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.